Yo, what's up guys, it's Merlin here and welcome to my channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment all down below, and make sure you hit the bell icon. But basically today we are just going to be doing a full breakdown on the new Festival Merlin for you guys, just so you can get a brief explanation on how she works, how our kit is, the best teams for her before Rezero or after Rezero, just so you guys can get a good idea on how to use her. A lot of people are also confused about types of gear she runs for PvP. And so I'll make sure I explain it, but first let's look at her costumes. So I know a lot of people are curious about her costume. You got this one. She has about, I think yeah, it was like 3 bought costumes for her. This one, and that one. That was 3 bought costumes. And here goes the other ones for a weapon. And then you got the hair piece, just so you know. And boom. So now we're just gonna be looking at her kit. So this time we're gonna be explaining Merlin's kit. It's a very aggressive kit. She's pretty much like a DPS for the most part. She's nothing like support, even though she does have an ultimate that could support. Let's first explain the first skill, which is gonna be a power strike card. It's pretty much like Sariel, where if the enemy got a lot of resistance, then you can do high amounts of damage. So that's gonna be pretty nice in PvP, because a lot of people like to run tanks, droll units, and Merlin gonna be doing high amounts of damage to those units, especially since a lot of blue units also got high resistance, like Goddess Elizabeth, the one Escanor, which is gonna be pretty good for you. On gold, I'm pretty sure you already know her power strike multiplier: 190% on bronze, 285 on silver, and 475% on gold. The power strike card is very good because it also can be very paired up with her AoE card. Which her AoE card, it just inflicts Infect. So here's a quick example of it right here. Boom. Got the flaming tornado. You don't know what Infect does. Basically it stops recovery related stats, which are like lifesteal or like a heal. So if you have like a basic heal, like something like a blue Lilia on her bronze card, then you will be able to heal. It does not stop cleanse heals, only like basic heals. Even on ultimates it stops their heal, or like Tarmio Link. Like I said again, like ultimates like Tarmio ult, and even better, Goddess Elizabeth ultimate. It literally stops Goddess Elizabeth ultimate, meaning that she won't do anything when she ults, which can confuse a lot of Goddess Elizabeth players if they first see Merlin, because you know a lot of people, they toxic. Like, let's be honest, people are toxic and will try to rush they Goddess Elizabeth ult anytime they can, because they know once Goddess Elizabeth get her ultimate, that's pretty much GG, guys. Unless you have like the one Escanor who's like 6 out of 6 or something like that, who can just nuke like 2 units at the same time. You're pretty much gonna be game over if Goddess Elizabeth is able to like throw up her reflect up. She has a multiplier 1 turn, 100% on all enemies, 180% on silver, and 280% on gold. Now the difference between her and New Year's Meliodas is that on her bronze card, it does says Infect. Meliodas did not get the buff like you would think. It still says that on bronze card, it does nothing. He can only get it from the silver card or gold card, which is sucky, because they should have really just buffed up them both, which has been pretty nutty. Maybe it would probably been too busted, just because the Meliodas passive is pretty disgusting. So I guess they just did that to, you know, just so they can just like a little bit keep it like, you know, the same, you know, keep it so it'd be okay, and just gave it to Merlin just because she was like a festival unit instead for get Meliodas. But it didn't really make sense, because she's like literally the first unit to only have the Infect on like for the bronze. But she also has an ultimate as well. Her ultimate is insane. It's basically like, you know, if she ults, then she gives you like a Goddess Elizabeth shield. I'm gonna show you a quick example of her ultimate so you get a quick look at how it looks. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are interested. So here we go. Okay, perfect Cuba. Oh my god, she just said Earth, Wind, Fire. Is she Avatar the Last Airbender? Oh my god. Flaming Tornado. And then boom, the high amounts of damage. Now, this basically gives a Goddess Elizabeth barrier. You want to be very careful, because Goddess Elizabeth's shield can override this barrier. So make sure that you know that she gives a barrier after she ults afterwards, because you don't want to have that moment where you just throw this up and then you try to throw up a God Elizabeth shield, and now you just wasted your whole shield because you just didn't know that what God Elizabeth does is overrides it. Her shield lasts a long time, even because it's an ultimate. It doesn't go away as quickly as God Elizabeth, which is why I'm telling you guys to be very, very careful. It is like I said before, it is the same way as a God Elizabeth shield, where basically no crits can get through, and all that good stuff. Only thing it excludes is rupture, of course. It has a different multiplier, so the higher the dupes, the better. The RP free to players, 600% will do 20% of a barrier, so inflicts damage equal to 400% of attack on all enemies and creates a barrier around all allies equal to 5% of the damage. When attacked, no bonus damage will be applied, which is why I said it's basically a God Elizabeth shield, where, you know, it won't let no crit through. And at 600%, you'll get a 20% of the damage barrier, which is pretty disgusting in PvP because she does high amounts of damage. Because let's look at her passive. I'm gonna also show her kit as well on the basic stats, but let's look at her passive real quick. Merlin, during the enemy's turn, each enemy skill cannot deal more than 40% of the hero's maximum HP. If you don't know what that means, it means like when you go from 100%, it goes to 60%. When you go for 60%, it goes to 20%. And when you go for 20%, that's going to be death. So you need like 3 big hits to get rid of Merlin. I know a lot of people might be confused on, like, you know, why does that matter? Because if Sario hits Merlin with a gold card, it will not one-shot. If the one Escanor hits Merlin with a gold card, it will not one-shot. She really fixed the damage on attacking. So if anybody tries to attack her, they won't be able to one-shot. So you want to be very, very careful on what cards you want to waste against her or not, because it might be to your benefit. Because listen to her second part of her passive: increase the attack related stats by 1% per 4% of remaining HP remaining using skills. So that pretty much means at 100% she's gonna have like 25% of her attack related stats boosted. So the more and more you bring down her HP, the less attack related stats she's gonna have, which means the less damage she's gonna actually deal. So for the most part, it could be beneficial for you to just keep on attacking her, because you can just lower her HP enough so her attack related stats would be super low, where she can't do high amounts of damage. Because remember, she does count as a DPS type of unit who can do high amounts of damage while stopping your enemy from like gaining HP with her Infect card. So be very, very careful with that, because a lot of people might not think that you can benefit off of like attacking her, but when you actually can. You can also look at her kit real quick, her base stats before she gets costumes for you guys. All right, so you see down here 520 for attack, defense looking pretty good, HP is pretty nice, pierce rate 80%, resistance 40%, regeneration 0%, crit chance 50%, crit damage 150%, crit resistance 65%, crit defense 55%, recovery rate 105%, and lifesteal at 5%. So her kit, her basic stats are super good. She is a festival unit, so I don't doubt that her stats are really good, especially since she also get that 25% attack related stats boost when she's at full HP. So yeah, so this time we're just gonna be talking about the best teams you want to use for her in ungeared PvP. Before Rezero comes out, I will show you that after this. A lot of people wondering like, what are the best teams you want to use for ungeared. I will show her gear set as well, because ungeared, you're pretty much gonna do the same thing for geared as well. A lot of teams are pretty much the same for geared as is in ungeared, so there's not really much of a difference. But this was the main team a lot of people was running with Merlin in PvP. This is like the general team. They're also pretty much another good team, but I'll talk about that afterwards. I explain Merlin. So you might be wondering what links should you use for Merlin. You have our regular association right here with meliodas, so you're pretty much gonna want probably meliodas on her just so you have that extra attack boost. But if you want to be a whale, if you're a whale or anything like that, for the most part what you want to do right here is you're going to use Sario or Ludociel. Sario if you want to do high amounts of damage with Merlin, because remember, she gets attack related stats boost at 25% at 100%, so that means she's gonna be doing a lot of critting, which means Sario on her is gonna be the best option for doing high amounts of damage. Or you can use Ludociel, which means if you use Ludociel, you're probably gonna be wanting to push for your ultimate for the most part, while also, you know, trying to survive and getting stunned, because a lot of people will try to stun your Merlin because she is your DPS on your team, and you just having like the one Escanor in the back is also a good option, just because, you know, the one Escanor can push your CC higher, so you can have a good chance of out CCing other people, and you also, you know, you have a very, very strong DPS in the back. Because let's say this, you know, they just they stun Merlin and then they get rid of your Goddess's Bit. You now have the one Escanor who can just do high amounts of damage either way, coming back, and or maybe they get rid of Merlin, so now you have a rid gowther, Goddess's Bit, and the one Escanor coming in. That's gonna be pretty good for you, and also can probably save you a match or two, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do for the regular team. Now there are whale type of team. This is the one that a lot of people was using. Like I said before, you use like Sariel. So you just do this, put Sariel on her. This is like the whale team with Ludociel. This was the whale team, and you just put rid gowther. Good thing all my units are up in the front. I remember, don't really pay attention to my CC, just because this has Super Awakening 5 on everybody. So this was before Rezero. A lot of people was running, where is he? Was running Henderson as a sub unit. And what Henderson does, you already know, which increased the debuff damage by 50%. So having Merlin get boosted by Sariel, Ludociel's passive, and also Henderson passive as well, with also having rid gowther having rank ups, is going to allow Merlin to pretty much wipe teams out, especially since Infect stopped recovery related stats like Lifesteal. So units won't even have that much Lifesteal back, and then HP would go be like literally like 5% or below, easy peasy in like one turn. That's how good Merlin is with this type of team. It's a very, very whale type of team that requires a lot of DPS. The only bad thing about this team is, you know, if you get out CC, for the most part, a lot of people will just stun your Merlin. Either they're gonna stun Merlin or just attack seal your entire team, and then you won't be able to do anything but just ult rush. That's the bad thing about this team, is that it can get easy. It can be pretty easy to just attack seal this entire team, because Ludociel get attack seal, Merlin get attack seal, and now you just have gowther get attack seal. So you want to be very, very careful. And then you also have like literally Henderson just coming in. So Henderson comes in and probably does like lifting for you, because he has so many debuff AoEs. I have seen teams where they have like Henderson like right here in the front. So you have Merlin, Ludociel, and Henderson just debuffs. But that's all depends on if you have like high CC. You can try use like rid gowther and switch them out for the one Escanor or something like that. But like I said before, this was before Rezero. A lot of people use this type of team in ungeared and gear PP, the same as the other one. Now, I think it's good to show off the Rezero team. Now, since Rezero came out, unknown units was getting boosted. Rid gowther has been getting very, very popular since Merlin came out, which is very good for you free to players who have rid gowther and not the green one. Even though a lot of people still use green gowther with Merlin, just because, you know, people are scared of ultimates, let's be honest. But yeah, this was pretty much, I'm gonna show you the team. You can use those if you want to, but it's pretty much the same thing, the same premise with the Merlin. You just have like this, and then you just put out Ram in the back, because what Ram does is she increases the basic stats of your units by unknown characters by 20%. So she's like a Sariel before Sariel for unknown units. Show you right now. Yep. Show you real quick. Yeah. See, look, increase unknown allies basic stats by 20%. She also has the stun card and a rupture card, so it's pretty nice. Now you don't use it in this formation, of course. I was just showing you her passive, but use this formation. A lot of people usually do this and just have her in the back, just because she's gonna be boosting up gowthers and also Merlin's basic stats, and you have her just be toxic, of course. So that's all you need to do, and she's for free. I'm gonna let you guys know she's free. Ram right here, she's free. You get her from the logins, all that good stuff. Not the logins, but you know the quest you do, and you get her for free. So you can get her 1 out of 6. Now she's just a subunit, so I mean it all depends on you if you want to try to pull on a Rezero banner. But as you can see right now, she's literally the only Rezero character on this team. She's the only one on this team, so it doesn't really need to have like another one. Now there is a very expensive team that I showcased before using But I'm showing you right now. It's with Emilia. This team is so fun for me. I love Emilia. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's Emilia. You can just put LOSTVAYNE on her, and it's basically you use a Void Food and pretty much use Ult Rush because Emilia basically has like a LOSTVAYNE type of ultimate. Show you real quick. So you can see the GC database. She has a LOSTVAYNE ultimate. Down here, as you can see, it says secret technique. So it's the LOSTVAYNE ultimate. If you have her 6 out of 6, it's pretty dangerous. It's pretty dangerous for a lot of people just because, you know, you can rush her ultimate on either Merlin, Emilia, or Goddess Elizabeth, and pretty much everyone is gonna lose because she does get a freeze card and she has a gowther debuff. You know, Green Gowther has where it depletes gauge if they get hit with a debuff. She has that, my guys. So disgusting. And she has a freeze that freezes on bronze. It freezes on bronze, so that means if they throw up their shield, you can just freeze instantly. That's how toxic she is. So a lot of people just use Emilia just to freeze their Goddess Elizabeth, and they pretty much gonna be done for. She also stops double hits, because if they attack her twice, Emilia, they will get frozen for 2 turns. So let's just say this. Sario hits you with an AoE, boom, and hits you with another AoE, boom, he's frozen for 2 turns now. Which means you can also have another option of basically stunning or freezing the entire team. Just because that one player decides to attack twice with Sario, not knowing about Emilia's passive, which gives you a free chance to ult on either Merlin or Emilia or, you know, Goddess Elizabeth. Which is why I use this team a lot in PvP, just because it's super, super toxic. Alright, so this is probably gonna be the most trickiest one to explain because, you know, a lot of people are hard-headed whenever I explain gear sets for, you know, gear PvP. Like I said before, those teams you saw for ungeared are gonna be the same teams you use for gear PvP. Gear PvP and ungeared are really not that different as it is right now in PvP. The one Escanor team still on top, Merlin team still on top. Some of them just like hit or miss sometimes in PvP. Ungeared, he gets the most love in, but, you know, still hit or miss. But yeah, we're gonna explain in geared. Now, like I said before, don't pay attention to my CC right now because I am SA5, which is gonna be coming once Rezero comes out. Netmarble will be giving out 100 free Super Awakening points, literally to everyone. 100 free Super Awakening coins, and for the most part, it might help a lot of people, might not, just because, you know, 100 can go all it can become like fast whenever you like building teams out, because, you know, you got to build like what, like it's 4 units. It's 4 units for a Link and also for, you know, the main. So that's 8 units you have to build up to SA5. Some people have already SA4 or, you know, SA5. And remember, if you don't or have the units at 5 dupes, then you pretty much have to pay pretty much a penalty fee of 250. So that's literally like it's 225 penalty fee, but you're already gonna be giving up like 4 every time you don't have the dupe for that unit. So it can be very, very expensive when you don't have like a 5 out of 6 type of unit. But yeah, don't pay attention to my CC right now. It's gonna be way lower for you guys who are SA4. But yeah, right now I'm using attack set right now for Merlin. Whenever I explain PvP and gear sets, people always go to the YouTubers who say crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. And for the most part, crit damage only works for pretty much whales for you guys if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do know, but yeah, it only works for whales just because, you know, they really don't have to worry about getting out CC in PvP. Remember, PvP is all about who goes first for the most part. Whoever goes first decides the fate of the match. Guaranteed 100% most of the time. Now, there are people who get used like a Void Food who can also win as well, but when it comes to Merlin, you want to go first. So I pretty much use HP/defense on my Merlin, but at this moment I'm using attack/defense because I was just been using like the Emilia comp that I've been talking about, where it just requires a Void Food, so I really don't need to worry about the sets I need, the gear sets I need, and I can just do high amounts of damage just using like attack set. But yeah, you can use attack set for Merlin, depending on how many dupes you have. She wants to do a high amounts of damage as much as possible because, you know, she will get more lifesteal back. She can also make sure that the Escanor HP is super low, but you have to make sure your CC is high enough. I have to explain this a lot to people. If your CC is super, super low, my guy, don't try to run no attack crit. Don't try to do nothing crazy with the crit damage sets, man. You're losing out on a lot of CC, just so you know, because your favorite YouTuber said or did some crazy damage, because YouTubers will do that. They will throw out crit damage sets that are probably not even that practical to use in PvP. And then when regular people who don't even have the units like 6 out of 6 maxed out or anything like that, they will fall for it, build the set out, and realize, why am I keep getting clapped? Why am I keep getting losing so much or getting out CC? It's because you don't need to run no crit damage set, my guys. Jesus. You want as much CC as possible. What I really much use is attack slash defense or HP slash defense for the most part. But I have seen a meme. We all know what meme we're talking about. And that's that lifesteal, you know, that good old lifesteal. And what lifesteal does is it pretty much makes Merlin pretty much immortal. And it's so annoying to deal with because, you know, you have the lifesteal, you know, right there. You already know with the lifesteal, like, it really helps when Merlin, like, you know, get HP back. So she can get easier HP. She now has 25% lifesteal, which is actually pretty nutty. She will get HP back super fast. I mean, she get maximum HP because remember, it takes 3 big hits to get rid of Merlin. And if she has lifesteal that keep recovering her HP to full HP, she's gonna be almost immortal to fight against in PvP. So that's the really tricky part against her when you're using like a lifesteal type of set. It is a very fun set to use in PvP when you're using lifesteal, but it's very risky. Because remember what I said before when I'm talking about my teams, when I was talking about links with Ludociel or Sariel, a lot of people will gun for your Merlin if they have the opportunity to, like getting out CC. And when you're using like lifesteal, you're pretty much losing out on a lot of CC, or you know, a bit of CC, which you really don't want to risk unless you like, you know, you're a person who has a max out costume or Whale, because a lifesteal set could be very annoying, making your Merlin immortal. But I have seen pretty much moments where units, like people will attack steal my Merlin, people will gold stun my Merlin. They will do everything in their power to stop Merlin because they know if Merlin gets to damaging anybody on your team, it's going to be pretty much hard to kill off with the lifesteal. I do recommend lifesteal for memes, but for the most part, guys, just make sure that you have a high enough CC, because you know lifesteal could be beneficial, but if you're going to be a type of player who's going to get instantly stunned by a Merlin, stunned by, you know, a Liz or anything like that, you might want to switch to like, you know, a green DN type of team. It might be pretty tricky because, you know, you have to deal with Sariel, other Merlins, and all the good stuff when you're trying to use green small DN, which is why I always recommend Liz. But yeah, that is pretty much going to be the gear set you probably going to want to do it. You want to do like attack slash defense or HP slash defense. If you want to go for memes, use the lifesteal one. It's pretty funny to use in PvP because Merlin becomes pretty much immortal in PvP whenever you're using like lifesteal. It's pretty hilarious. And as you can see, I went from like what 51,000 to like close to 53k. So when I was using lifesteal my set, I pretty much lost like 2k CC. I lost like almost about 2k CC. So yeah, be very careful on the type of gear set you do use for Merlin. Just use regular attack slash defense or HP slash defense. I know you might see a cool YouTuber run like, you know, these fun sets like lifesteal, crit damage, but if you're not the type of whale who can risk wasting all these UR stones or gear sets, just go with the basics, my guy. Just go for the basic. And yes, she does use regular Merlin UR gear. I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know that. Does she use like regular Merlin gear? Yes, it works on regular Merlin. I'll show you an example right now. I know a lot of people might be wondering, but where's Merlin? So yep, here's Merlin right here. Boom, Merlin got the HP set on. I just switch it out for this Lolly Merlin or Festival Merlin. Boom, it still works. So yeah, she does use regular Merlin gear. I'm sorry if I'm like dragging on this point about gear sets, but I've seen so many people like be recommending crit damage sets, and then they end up being like a 1 out of 6 type of unit, and they realize, yo, this crit damage set is doing nothing for me. Oh my god, why am my unit getting one shot in PvP? And it's very frustrating because I'd be the type of player who would just say, yo, just use regular defense. If you're not a whale, just use regular defense. But again, hopefully this breakdown actually helps you out. Like I said before, if PvP is for the most part all about who goes first at the end of the day, or you know, the best, you know, situation. You could use avoid food on some of these teams, but other than that, you know, just have fun. You know, just have fun. Merlin is a very fun unit for the most part. I'm not trying to like, you know, be down with somebody who has like a different type of set. But you know, I just wanted you to just have like the best opportunity to win in PvP, especially if you're the person who just 1 out of 6 or anything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this breakdown. Again, I will make sure there's timestamps for everything, and again, hopefully this helps anybody out. I'm sorry that I was like if I'm explaining too much about everything, but you know, if this breakdown helps you out, you know, hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff, and let me know if you would like to see more type of breakdowns on newer units when they do come out, for of course global, because you know, or maybe even JP. But yeah guys, you know, this is Marilli guys, and I'm out. Peace.